My mom called the cops on my boyfriend, faked a heart attack, and made fake exes, so I gave her a farewell speech instead. Hey everyone, throwaway because family surveillance is real. Long story short, my mom, let's call her Helena, raised me to fear every man. She spent my childhood feeding me horror stories. He's just going to dump you. He'll lock you in a basement. He'll disappear with your passport. Classic helicopter mom vibes, but worse. So there I was at 24, excited for my first serious relationship. Enter my boyfriend, Jack. Sweet, patient guy, totally opposite of every boogeyman story mom drilled into me. We start dating and after 3 months decide on a cute little dinner and movie. I give mom a heads up, hey, dinner at 7. She says cool. Or so I thought. 7:05 p.m., Jack picks me up. I'm late because I couldn't find my favorite earrings. 7:20 p.m., we pull out of my driveway. I wave at mom through the window. 7:30 p.m., suddenly 2 squad cars screech into my street. Lights flashing. I'm horrified. Cop knocks on Jack's window. Sir, we've had a 911 caller reporting possible kidnapping. We need to ask you a few questions. Jack's jaw drops. They cuff him, loosely, to ask me if I'm okay. I stumble out and scream, Mom, what did you do? Mom materializes in floral pajamas, clutching her cell phone. I just thought you were in danger. You left with a strange man. I'm humiliated. Jack's mortified. Neighbors are gawking. Cops finally figure out it's a false alarm, but Jack's pride is shattered, and I realize this is my life now. Fast forward, Maywin. So we're 6 months in, and I'm pretty sure I've never been this blasted in love. Jack's been my rock through every family explosion. I figured maybe, just maybe, my mom was finally softening up. Spoiler, she was gearing up for her best performance yet. It all went down the night I said yes. We'd cook dinner together, because yes, he cooks, and it was one of those perfect, cozy evenings. Candles, our favorite playlist quietly spilling into the background, and the best champers we'd saved for a someday occasion. When Jack got down on one knee, I swear my heart threatened to burst out of my chest. Tears, laughter, the whole cliché, and I felt like our own little fairy tale. Cue Mom's grand entrance. My living room door burst open, and there she was, flailing like she'd just seen a ghost, or in her twisted reality, a predator. 1 second she was standing, the next she'd pitched forward onto my Persian rug, chest heaving. Mom, Mom! I sprinted over, heart in my throat. Jack jumped up from his triumphant kneeling spot, eyes gleaming, until he saw her. Then his face turned that pale shade I'd only ever seen on CSI. I dropped to her side, shaking her. What's wrong? Talk to me. Mom looked up at me with those big, innocent eyes she reserves for when she wants something. Today it was the full, I'm about to die gaze. I could practically hear the gasp track from a soap opera. Within minutes, the shriek of sirens was at my doorstep, and EMTs flooded in like a SWAT team. Jack hovered awkwardly behind me, reaching out to check my hands like he half expected me to collapse too. And there I was, torn between panic and pure, burning rage. Part of me was checking her pulse. Heartbeats strong. But the other part was screaming, why now? This was no random health crisis. This was Broadway, and Mom was the diva stealing my spotlight. 10 minutes and several vitals later, the paramedics confirmed nothing. She was fine. Perfectly healthy. Must have just been the excitement, she chirped, sliding off the stretcher. EMTs exchanged glances. Jack let out the breath he'd been holding, and I yanked her to her feet. Are you okay? I spat, ignoring every protocol about medical emergencies. Never better, she said, grinning as though she'd just nailed a killer punchline. It hit me then. I was losing my mind. Here I'd just gotten engaged to the most wonderful person ever, and all I could think about was how my own mother had hijacked the moment to prove a point. Maybe it was a weird, twisted way to say I'm important, or don't forget who I am, but I felt like I'd been shipped back to my 13-year-old self, watching her manipulate and gaslight with surgical precision. Jack tried to comfort me, put his arms around my shoulders, whispered, "We'll laugh about this someday." But I could see the hurt in his eyes. He'd gone from romantic hero to collateral damage in my family's never-ending drama. When the medics left, Mom dusted off her floral blouse and fluttered over to Jack as if nothing happened. So engaged, huh? How sweet, she cooed, wrapping him in a hug. The audacity. My blood boiled. I realized at that moment nothing would ever be just sweet again, not with her hovering, plotting her next scene. and I was terrified because I had zero idea how to protect my life and my relationship from her next move. So after the heart attack spectacle, I thought maybe Mom had finally topped herself. I mean, nothing could top faking a medical emergency at my engagement party, right? Wrong. She was just warming up. Scene. It's the Saturday after the proposal debacle. Jack and I decide to keep things low-key. Brunch with two of our closest friends in our house, followed by the cheesy couple's pottery class we booked months ago. I wake up buzzing with excitement, throwing on a sundress and humming. I even let Mom tag along. Call me naive, call me hopeful. I walk into the kitchen to grab a mimosa kit and freeze. My fridge is literally covered with A4 sheets taped haphazardly. Warning, he's not who you think. Claim I dated 3 women at once. Claim he ghosted me and stole my laptop. Ask Google, there are receipts. Alongside each bullet was a grainy photo of some random brunette in ill-fitting jeans. None of them looked like me. None of their stories checked out. Each flyer ended with her signature scrawl, "Your loving mother." My heart sank into my sneakers. I could almost hear Mom's manic whisper, "They'll see the truth." Enter Jack. He strolls in with coffee for me and orange juice for himself. He stops mid-sip, eyes widening. "What the hell?" I swallowed. "Mom's latest art installation." He dropped the coffee sloshed onto the counter. He bent to inspect the flyers. "Babe, these are bullshit. You know that, right?" But the damage was done. I could already feel my reputation being shredded among my friends. My phone pinged. Group chat from our brunch crew. "Hey, is everything okay? Saw your mom's posters?" I wanted to curl into a ball and never leave my house. Instead, I texted back, "Yeah, it's a long story. I'll explain." Next, I marched to the living room, where I found Mom lounging on the couch, sipping tea, scrolling on her tablet like she'd just watched a funny TikTok. "Mom!" I shrieked. "What the fuck is this?" She looked up with those wide, innocent eyes. "Oh, honey, I was just making sure you knew who you were dealing with. These ex-girlfriends have been trying to reach out." "Have been? Or you made them up?" She laughed, a light, tinkling sound that made me want to throttle her. "Come on, you know I only want what's best for you." I could feel the air leaving the room. Jack stood behind me, arms crossed, jaw clenched. He finally spoke. "Why would you do this? They're fake. You know they're fake." Mom's expression shifted from coy to faux offended. "I have my sources. If you're not hiding something, what's the harm?" Jack's face went cold. "The harm is you destroying my fiancé's peace of mind. You're welcome to your opinions, but don't weaponize lies." I looked at Jack, then Mom. I realized I was smack in the middle of yet another war zone she'd erected around our lives. Aftermath. Brunch was a disaster. I tried to laugh it off, but every friend's eyes flicked to the sticky flyers every time Mom got chatty about her grandkids. Jack spent half the meal comforting me, half glaring at Mom. That night, back at home, I confronted her again. I demanded she remove the flyers, apologized to Jack, and promised to stop. She sighed dramatically, pacing with her hands clasped. "I don't apologize for protecting my daughter." And then she dropped the bomb. "Maybe Jack's exes aren't fake." I felt my stomach twist. What did she mean? Cliffhanger. When I challenged her, she opened her tablet and handed it to me. A private Facebook group invitation titled "Concerned Exes of Jack." The membership list, full of names I'd never seen, blinked at me ominously. "Join to share stories." So there I was, staring at that "Concerned Exes of Jack" invite on Mom's tablet, my heart doing somersaults. Had she somehow recruited real ex-girlfriends? Was Jack hiding a secret harem? Or was this yet another of Mom's gaslighting masterpieces? I did what any sane fiancé would do. I texted Jack. "Hey, your mommy dearest just handed me this. That was her doing? Let me see." He grabbed the tablet, scrolled through the group members, names I'd never heard. Some had profile pics, some didn't. One was Rebecca L. with a grainy selfie. Another was @Exoxo22 with a meme avatar. Jack looked up, pale. I've never met half these people. I felt a weird mix of relief and dread. Relief that Jack wasn't a serial dater. Dread at the thought of Mom dragging actual strangers into our mess. That afternoon, I logged into Facebook on my laptop and clicked Join Group. Immediately, a flurry of notifications. Rebecca L. "So glad you're here. He ghosted me right before my birthday." Literally stole my phone charger and never gave it back. He said I was too clingy. Should have seen his face when I showed up at his door. My skin crawled. Every message was petty and contradictory. One said Jack was emotionally unavailable, another claimed he proposed to her then bailed. Clearly, not all could be true. I forwarded screenshots to Jack. Honest question, any of this ring a bell? His reply, not a single one. He's never met these people. We looked at each other, eyes wide. Mom had somehow scoured the internet for random complaints about any Jack Williams, his name, copied them, and fabricated a support network to gaslight me. I wanted to vomit. That evening, I confronted Mom again. I found her in the den, sipping wine and scrolling through her phone like a bored teenager. Mom, I said, I joined the group. None of these women know him. She flushed, set her glass down. Of course they do. You just need to read their stories. I slammed the tablet on the coffee table. These are not his exes. You made it all up. Her voice dropped to silk. I'm worried about you. You're rushing into marriage. I laughed, a bitter, hollow sound. By calling strangers and asking them to lie? By faking heart attacks? Mom's eyes flickered. Annoyance, panic, calculation. She straightened. You don't appreciate how hard I try to protect you. I realized protection wasn't what she wanted. It was control. Next day, Jack and I decided to play detective. We created a dummy Facebook account and messaged 2 group members. Rebecca L. No response. Account vanished 5 minutes later. AdXSock22 replied with a cringeworthy, hey girl, it's been so long, and sent a selfie that was clearly a random stock photo. We both saw it. Mom's handwriting scrawl pinned on those fake flyers matched the digital usernames, the memes, the half-baked messages. She'd crafted personalities out of nothing. That night, as Jack and I finally unwinded on the couch, my phone buzzed. I glanced down, a text from Mom's number. Surprising, since we'd barely spoken all day. The message was terse. Check your email, you'll thank me, Mom. Confused, I opened my inbox. There it was, an email from her with the subject line, For Your Future, and a PDF attached titled Prenuptial Agreement Draft. I tapped it open. Here it is, strip Jack of any claim to my family home, require me to relinquish gifts he's given before marriage, grant Mom sole authority over any family heirlooms I might inherit. My chest tightened. She wasn't just meddling, she was weaponizing our engagement. I looked at Jack, who stared at me with a mix of shock and hurt. Mom wants this signed before the wedding, I whispered, voice cracking. He ran a hand through his hair. This is insane. I closed the laptop, feeling smaller than I have in years. Mom wasn't done. All right, deep breaths because shit just went nuclear. So there I was, curled up next to Jack, late that night, poring over the PDF Mom sent. What started as a cute, for your future, morphed into a legal weapon, a prenup that gave Mom veto power over every penny, every heirloom, and even a clause to nullify our marriage if I diverged from family values. I stared at those words like they'd been scrawled in blood. Jack shook his head in disbelief. She wants us to sign this? I nodded numbly. She says it's to protect the family legacy, but it reads like she thinks I'll screw him over the second I say, I do. We spent the next 2 hours drafting a polite but firm reply. Thank you, Mom, but we're working with our own lawyer. We appreciate your concern, but this isn't something we'll sign. Love us. I hit send and felt a flicker of triumph until I realized my phone was already buzzing again. Mom, Clause 17 isn't a legal requirement. It's a moral one. If you won't sign within 3 days, consider my support and any family fund the wedding withdrawn. No signature equals no catering, no venue deposit, no gifts. Don't say I didn't warn you. My stomach lurched. She wasn't enforcing a law. She was pulling every emotional and financial lever she could find. The next morning, I trudged into work feeling like I'd been punched. Jack caught me by the coffee machine, face pale. Did she really say she'll cut us off? He whispered. I nodded. She's dangling the purse strings and my family's blessing. Jack ran a hand through his hair. We can't let her strong-arm us into decisions about our wedding. I swallowed the lump in my throat. I know, but if she follows through, she could tank our budget. He squeezed my arm. Then we'll find another way. That we can scale back, get a smaller venue, hell, elope if we have to. That night, as I lay in bed, my phone buzzed again. It was a group text from my cousins, forwarded from Mom. Family meeting at Mom's tomorrow at 7 p.m. Your presence is expected. No RSVP, no details, just an order. I stared at the message, heart pounding. Was this an intervention, a trap? I looked over at Jack, asleep beside me. I shook him awake and showed him the text. His eyes went hard. Whatever she's planning, he said softly, we'll face it together. My pulse raced. Tomorrow night, I'd have to stand in a room full of family, my family, while Mom presented her side. What revelations and ultimatums await me at that meeting? So yesterday at 7 p.m. sharp, my phone buzzes. Family meeting at Mom's, attendance mandatory. No pleasantries, no agenda, just a decree. I text Jack, FYI, we're at level, full-blown sit-down. Dress code emotionally prepared. He replies with a shrug emoji and BRB with kurtosis stats. Love him. 7:05 p.m., we pull into Mom's driveway. Even her landscaping looks rigid, hedges trimmed to military spec. I take a deep breath and ring the doorbell. She opens with that Cheshire cat grin, hair perfectly coiffed. So glad you could make it, darling. Her darling felt like a veiled promise of doom. Inside, the living room is set up like a miniature auditorium, folding chairs in rows, name cards on the cushions, you're here, deal with it vibes. Cousins murmur nervously. Aunts clutch teacups like lifelines. My siblings toss me sympathetic looks. Half pity, half, we warned you. Mom pats the last empty chair next to her. I sit, Jack in tow. He gives me a you've got this nod. Mom clears her throat and clicks a remote. A PowerPoint titled Ensuring Family Unity, Wedding Edition, splashes on the TV. Bullet points fly by. Financial responsibility, preservation of family legacy, emotional well-being of the mother. Yes, that's literally a slide. I suppress the urge to laugh. She gestures at me, glass of wine in hand. I know how much you love Jack, and vice versa, but as your mother, I have a duty. Cue the duty. Then she zeroes in. Clause 17 and 23 were drafted out of love. You threatened to cut me off. I threatened to withdraw support. That's not healthy. I grit my teeth, resisting the urge to shout, you did threaten me. She flips to slide 8. Proposed compromises. Scaled down budget, so Mom doesn't feel exploited. Family approval panel, 3 members. Mom plus 2 arbitrarily chosen relatives. Weekly wedding progress updates via group chat, all presented with bullet points and ridiculous pie charts. My uncle, who's always been Mom's yes man, chimes in. It's only reasonable. My cousin Sarah frowns. Feels invasive. My head is spinning. I look at Jack. His jaw is clenched so tight I worry he might shatter. I raise my hand like a caution flag. Mom, this isn't about love or unity. This is control. You're treating our wedding like a board meeting. A hush falls. Mom's lips tighten into a thin line. She takes a breath. You're too emotional right now. We'll revisit this when you've calmed down. She clicks off the slideshow. Chairs creak as people shift. My sister Lily whispers, she's gaslighting you, calling you emotional. I swallow bile. Jack stands and offers me his arm. Let's go. I hesitate. Part of me wants to storm out and never look back. Another part wants to rip that projector from the wall. Cliffhanger. As we head to the door, Mom's voice stops me. Oh, and before you leave, sign this. She hands me a single sheet of paper titled Family Charter. In tiny print, it binds me to monthly family meetings and grants Mom the right to veto any major life decision. Definitions TBD. I glance at Jack. He glances at me. Both of us realize we either sign away our autonomy or face a family revolt that could last a lifetime. I take a shaky breath. After that God-forsaken family charter handoff, I went home and spent half the night sobbing into Jack's shoulder. I felt like I was literally watching my life be auctioned off to the highest bidder. Mom's emotional blackmail, my siblings' awkward silence, Jack's crushed confidence. I woke up feeling raised. Morning after hell, I brewed coffee and stared at the blank wall like it owed me an explanation. That family charter lay on the counter, mocking me. Jack gently nudged me. You don't have to do this alone. He was right. My hands shook as I texted my siblings. Me, can we talk? Not about Mom's PowerPoint, about us. Tom, call me now. I'm here. My stomach fluttered. Was this my last chance to salvage some family unity? Sibling summit, Tom and Lily showed up at my place within the hour, faces drawn but determined. Tom, look, I get why Mom's freaked. She lost her control tape. But this charter bullshit is too far. Lily, she can be an angel one minute, a storm the next. We're tired of tiptoeing. They'd seen me wilt under Mom's manipulations. It was the first time I realized my siblings weren't arch-enforcers. They were fellow hostages. We made a pact, no signing the charter, no more secret briefings to Mom, unified front at next meeting. I felt a spark of hope. Maybe I wasn't alone. D-Day Round 2. That evening, we rolled up to Mom's place like a battle squad. Me, Jack, Tom, Lily. She greeted us with that practiced smile, but her eyes flickered when she saw my siblings storm in behind me. Mom cleared her throat. I trust you've reconsidered. I held up the charter. We discussed. We're not signing. We're not abiding by your secret clauses. Mom's jaw clenched. You're being dramatic. I only want what's best. Tom stepped forward, voice steady. Mom, this isn't concern, it's control. He turned to Lily. You too? Lily nodded. We love you, but we're done letting you dictate our lives. For a moment, you could hear a pin drop. Mom's face paled, then hardened. She stormed to the kitchen, slamming cabinet doors so hard the plates rattled. The ultimatum, she returned with her phone. Fine, you want drama? I'll give you drama. I'm withholding my support, and that of everyone in this family, until you obey. I squared my shoulders. That's your choice. You're not the gatekeeper of our happiness. Jack placed a gentle hand on my back. We have each other. My siblings echoed it. We've got you. Mom's lip quivered like she wanted to cry, and then she blinked it away. Then don't expect any invites to family events, no wedding photos and albums. No, she trailed off. She trailized. She was scared. Her empire of manipulation had a crack, and we were walking right through it. Walk out. Without another word, we turned and left, Mom's front door slamming behind us like the end of an era. I half expected a scream or a chase, but there was only silence. My chest ached, but it felt like the first breath of freedom. Jack slipped his arm around me. You did it. Tom punched his palm. She'll call, she'll text, ignore it. Lily nodded fiercely. We're your family now. Cliffhanger to finale. As we piled into the car, my phone buzzed. It was Mom's name. No message. I looked out the windshield at our taillights fading down her street. I took a deep breath. You know what? I'm okay with this silence. Jack squeezed my hand. Me too. Hey Reddit fam, it's been 2 weeks since I stormed out of that house. Here's the fallout, and why I'm finally at peace. Radio silence. Mom's missed calls and texts piled up, demands, guilt trips, even a desperate let me explain voicemail that ended with I sacrificed everything for you. I let it all slide to voicemail before deleting. The crush of relief was instantaneous. No more alarms, fake emergencies, or ultimatums wafting through my life. Sibling solidarity, Tom and Lily have been magnificent. We've instituted a weekly group chat. No mom allowed, just us sharing memes, venting, and planning the wedding. Tom found us a backyard venue that's half the price. Brunch wedding at my place, BYO mimosa kit. Lily is coordinating DIY flower crowns. Pinterest didn't peak until I said family crown. Jack and I drafted our own vows, raw, unfiltered, zero input from the helicopter owner. Every time I hit a wobble, like panicking over seating charts, my siblings are there. You've got this. Who cares what she'd say? Their support has been the secret sauce to my sanity. Living life unfiltered, I've reclaimed parts of me I forgot existed. Solo Sunday hikes, reading trashy romance novels guilt-free, actual sleep without midnight text bombs. At work, I'm more focused. On weekends, I'm more present. I smile without wondering if someone's watching or recording. Last Saturday, Jack surprised me with a goodbye drama picnic. No phones, no interventions, just us and our dog. We toasted with cheap Prosecco and laughed until our sides ached. I realized, this is what normal feels like, unexpected grace. Funny thing, Mom hasn't reached out to my siblings since I went no contact. I half expected them to cave under pressure, but they've stayed rock solid. One afternoon, Tom texted, "Your mom asked me about you. I told her you're happier." Lily chimed in, "She's processing. Let her. I don't know if or when we'll reconnect. Part of me wonders if she'll ever admit what she did. But for now, I've traded chaos for clarity, and I've got a makeshift family that actually sees me." Final thoughts. Setting boundaries with a toxic parent isn't asshole territory, it's self-preservation. To anyone in the same boat, you deserve autonomy. Your wedding, your life, your rules. Family isn't biology, it's who shows up for you. My siblings and Jack are proof. Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a new episode. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you in the next video.